Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be looking into r/stories of Kevin or stories about Kevin. I can't actually remember which it is now. I'm pretty sure it's of Kevin. I did mention this subreddit just sort of off the cuff on a different video, and then it got in my head and I was like, I have to read stories from there on here because they are so funny. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to along with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. So this first one, Kevin refused to pay for dinner, but booked a hotel room before the first date. Of course he did. I knew a Kevin at work, and boy, was he something. Once he got a match on a dating app and lined up a dinner date. He told us completely seriously that he wasn't going to pay for dinner, but he had booked a hotel room nearby. His logic? I won't pay if I can't get any, but if she's up for it, I'll be ready. Dude! We desperately tried to explain how terrible this idea was, but he wouldn't budge. The day after the date, we asked how it went. He said the girl was too much into him, so he ghosted her. What? He literally booked a hotel room trying to bed her. What's he on about? Yeah, right, Kevin. We're all pretty sure she ran for the hills after meeting him that one time, and honestly, good for her. Yeah, I would place my bets on that being the reality of this scenario. What do you guys think? Also, just want to point out, I am very much a person who is all for the pay half. Everybody pays half, and then no one's disappointed. You know, I'd rather pay for my own food and not have a guy be expecting to knock me back doors in just because he bought me a burger, you know? Update 1. I forgot to mention an important detail. One of Kevin's dating profile pictures was a photo of a model surfing. It only showed the guy's back, but it was clearly not him. We eventually found the original picture. He also claimed to be a manager. Spoiler alert, he was not. Now for the real kicker. Kevin had a tough time fitting in at work. People already disliked him, but he really sealed the deal one day in June during Pride Month when he confidently told that the LGBTQ plus people were unnatural. Oh, so not only is he dense, but he is actual human excrement. Good to know. Ions are attracted to opposite charges, so humans should be attracted to the opposite gender. I wish I were joking. Working with him was a complete mess after that. It's like when you hear these manosphere bellends say, oh, a good key goes in every lock, but a faulty lock will take any key. Last time I checked, my friend, my flaps were not made of iron. It's not the same. Unsurprisingly, he was let go not long after. Good. But instead of owning up to it, he told a co-worker that he chose to leave because the work wasn't challenging enough. Oh, sure, you intellectual little soul, you. Then he asked if he could sue the company for wrongful termination to the same person. Update 2. I'm sorry, I just remembered another Kevin gem. Do not apologise, this is great. I had so many of his stories that my friends would chant, Kevin, 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 whenever they saw me. They were honestly sad when he left for good. Anyway, one day Kevin started telling us about his dating preferences. He was 27 and said he was looking for women aged 25 and up. He was willing to date women in their early 30s because, and I quote, women start losing value at 25, so I have a better shot with them. Young women are just looking for fun. They're promiscuous. They disgust me. Kevin, you're leaving yourself quite a narrow window there, my darling. Take your pick. Either us over 30s are just decrepit old raisins and you want younger, or the youngers are too promiscuous and, you know, just big old gardening hose and you want older. You can't, unfortunately, have it both ways, my love. He also firmly believed that everyone absolutely had to be married by 30. No exceptions. Like it was a hard deadline written into law. He refused to believe that some people marry later, or even never. I was sipping tea while listening to all of this, and I honestly have no idea how I didn't spit it out from laughter or anger. Down in the comments of that post, Educational Tap 5611 says, dry as dust after reading this. Me too, you could make a forest fire. Bookish Bitchery says, as dry as the Sahara Desert. And then Puzzle-Headed Bobcat 90 says, I crossed my legs and tumbleweeds fell out and blew across my living room. It's so dry down there that Rick O'Connor is looking for Imhotep. It's so dry, a bunch of mushroom-tripping New Age hippies tried to set up a music festival. Oh, dear me. Oh, the mental imagery. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over that. Next post, Kevin nearly dies. Again, that's a concerning title, isn't it? Kevin, M, 18, is my brother. He is deathly allergic to all nuts, and I've probably saved his life at least 3 times just by telling him to read the ingredients label. Yep, you read that right. Kevin doesn't read the ingredient label regularly. Things this quirk of his has led to. 1. Kevin was working over the summer. Kevin went to 7-Eleven for his lunch break. Kevin eats a sandwich that, unbeknownst to him, is full of sliced walnuts. Walnuts are the nuts that Kevin is most allergic to. Faced with an incoming allergic reaction, Kevin decides to drive home. Kevin! No! Kevin passes out as soon as he's home. Kevin would probably have died if there were a bit more traffic. Oh my goodness. 2. Kevin goes to a restaurant in China. Asian foods are notorious for not particularly pandering to allergies. Kevin knows this. We are Chinese. We eat food that we chose because we knew it wouldn't have nuts in. Kevin finds it spicy. Kevin grabs a random drink from the cooler. Kevin somehow ends up drinking peanut milk. Our family gets to tour the local ER. Kevin, come on now, buddy. Come on now. It's like some people want to join the Darwin Awards, isn't it? Bonus story. Kevin took a math test. Kevin gets punished for the grades by his dad. Kevin complains about it. The grade? An 8. Edit. After the second story, Kevin did the exact same things a few days later. Fucking hell. Kevin! Oh, I kind of feel bad for him. Cheryl Lucy says, an 8 out of what? I'm hoping 10, but knowing 100. I'm also really hoping it wasn't multiple choice. Then the OP replies, 100, with a sad face. Probably not multiple choice. And then General Clumsy says, 8 out of 100? Yeah, no wonder he got chewed out. To be honest, I'm not one of them parents who concentrates too much on like scores and grades and stuff, because I think there is always other options into getting passes. You know, they can do things when they're a bit older. There is options. Some kids, unfortunately, do not perform well in tests. My eldest is one of them. They do not perform well in tests at all. They will get like this, like an 8 out of 100 in maths. Easy peasy. Because the pressure's too much. And I do feel like tests need to find a way to adapt to kids that just their brains don't work that way. But that's another story, and I could get on my soapbox about it, so I'm not going to. Point of my story is I don't get mad when they get a low score in any tests. I just say, do you know what? Let's work on it and we can do better next time. It is what it is. I think getting mad puts too much pressure on and makes it worse. Next up, Kevin comes to emergency. It reads like a child's story, that, doesn't it? These titles read like children's stories. I used to work in emergency medicine. Obviously, emergency department sees a lot of people who've had moments of foolishness that have caused them suffering. To err is human. I would not mock such victims of mere mortal frailty. I will give you a story of my own stupidity that landed me in A&E after this, okay? It's ridiculous. Kevin was special. Kevin arrived by car, bloodied and battered. Kevin had fallen off a ladder. Since coming to get checked out was very sensible, it's not surprising someone else had insisted. Kevin was carefully checked over, his scrapes treated, and his bones imaged. Kevin was sent home. An hour later, Kevin came back, looking rather worse for wear. The staff concerned questioned him closely as to what happened this time. Kevin had fallen off a ladder again. Kevin's friend had been insisting that Kevin should rest rather than climb the ladder again. Kevin was determined to prove that he was perfectly fine to go up the ladder. Kevin was not fine. Kevin had a sprained wrist and more bruises. Kevin was released and told his friend was correct and that he should rest. Kevin was back an hour later. Kevin had reluctantly conceded that he shouldn't go up the ladder again. Kevin had propped a wooden board on the wall, so it made a sort of gangplank. Kevin tried to walk up the gangplank. Kevin fell off. Kevin broke his arm. Oh my God. It was dark outside by the time Kevin was released. Kevin, piss off. Surely this is not real. Kevin was back 2 hours later. Kevin had gone to the pub and begun regaling the assembled with the tale of his adventures, then argued with another pub-goer about the gangplank, specifically on the subject of whether it could have held his weight at all had he gone further up. Oh no, I know where this is going. Kevin had set out to prove the resilience of his plank. Kevin climbed the plank again, in the dark. After 4 Australian beers, the plank snapped. Kevin broke his ankle. Kevin got put on a hold until a kind professional could come and assess whether he should be allowed out on his own. Worryingly, the answer was yes. Oh, goodness me. No, he needs to be put somewhere soft. And with nothing he can climb. And then down in the comments, Big D1970 says, "This is the mark of a true Kevin. Kevin are not about bad decisions were made. Kevins are all about bad decisions were made, then made again and again, with nothing being learned." Truly the mark of a good Kevin. And then Scotty Gazelle 2 says, "But they make good stories." And now that is very true. And I am thoroughly enjoying them. I'm not sure if you can tell. And then last post for the day, Kevinette, my mother-in-law, drives me so crazy that I maintain a list of insane things she does. First off, my mother-in-law, hereon described as Kevinette, is a fundamentally good person and perhaps a saint. She would, and has on a few occasions, given the shirt off her back for people and is the best mother, grandmother you could have. Usually. However, I had to create this list approaching 100 items because I am driven so nuts that I have to get it out. Here's what I am able to make sense of so far. I've been holed up with a brain injury, so I had nothing better to do. I hope you're feeling much better, OP. I beg forgiveness for the brain damage excuse, but I needed to use Gemini to edit this manifesto, so it isn't word salad. Anyways, behold, the ultimate Kevinette. 1. Bought a lemon Nissan Altima, despite us begging her not to because of known transmissions problems. Now, surprise! Constant transmission issues and a whole host of other problems. 2. Lets my son lock her out of the car on the regular, twice already, even though we specifically said him giving her the keys was a terrible idea. 3. Continues to eat dairy, constantly, despite a known casein allergy. I mean... I get it. Cheese. Come on now. 4. Falls for every MLM pitch and genuinely doesn't grasp why being in 5 different pyramid schemes might be a bad thing. 5. Makes the most bizarre pizza imaginable. Cheddar cheese and ground beef on bread. No sauce, no mozzarella, no actual pizza toppings, no seasoning. Seriously, just cheddar and beef bread. That's an open-faced sandwich, not pizza. 6. Broke her collarbone tripping on a curb and then seriously considered suing suing who? Come and Go. Is that really a name of a company? I'm so childish, I'm sorry. Oh, get it together, come on now. Because they made curbs exist. 7. Tried to argue that 3-week-old expired bread stored in a garage in the heat and covered in mould was totally fine. 8. Has a general habit of arguing that clearly spoiled food is perfectly good and then tries to feed it to unsuspecting people. 9. Convinced 5G towers cause cancer. 11. Thinks Harry Potter is the devil's work. Something about magic and the internet. Honestly, who knows why? I mean, it's made by the devil. You know, the transphobic turf devil that is... Oh, I can't even remember her name now. She's that insignificant. But We all know who I'm talking about. The one who huffs on mold for a favourite pastime. 12. Brags about literally stalking my wife's dad and pestering him until he went out with her. Yikes. I thought you said she was a good woman and kind-hearted. Are you sure? 13. Consistently wears wildly inappropriate and unflattering clothing, seemingly oblivious to how awkward and uncomfortable it makes everyone around her. The kind of outfit a girl named Candy would wear. Do you know what? I'm not even going to be mad at her for that. I am very much for people wear what they want to wear. Who cares what anyone else thinks? If you like it, you feel comfy in it, as long as you're not, flashing in your nip-nops around town, then what's the problem? 14. Endlessly tries to evangelize to people, completely oblivious to social cues and long past the point of anyone wanting to talk to her. 15. Generally just won't stop talking to strangers, even when they're visibly backing away and uncomfortable. We literally have to physically drag her away and then apologise for her behaviour. 16. Somehow has managed to declare bankruptcy multiple times, and you'll see why that's a recurring theme. 17. Can't keep a job for longer than a few weeks because she gets fired for being annoying and apparently following people around. This is unsurprisingly why she's perpetually unemployed and on welfare. She actually okay? Developmentally, I mean? 18. Completely unaware that eating out many times a week is maybe not the best budgeting strategy. 19. Still rocks a brand new iPhone 14 with the most expensive phone plan imaginable, completely oblivious to the fact that maybe that's not financially sound when you're on welfare. 20. Has somehow cultivated a thriving cockroach infestation. 21. Constantly leaves the storm door wide open, despite us telling her literally hundreds of times not to. This has, predictably, broken our storm door. Edit. Breaking news. She just left my garage door open half the day, causing my garage to get flooded with snow. Now our snowblower is frozen and we had to try to clear 8 inches manually with a screaming toddler. Only got half done. My goodness. She sounds like hard work. And then down in the comments, I Got Over Greta says, I mean, it sounds like mother-in-law is maybe a little developmentally delayed and or neurospicy. Developmentally delayed, yes. Neurospicy, no. And then OP, I'm guessing autism and ADHD because her kids are a mix of that. Obviously can't really tell her that though. I don't think so. That's not autism or ADHD. And then Pickle Zealous Ideal 57 says, these are not typical behaviour issues for ADHD and autism. Exactly. She can have both, but what you described has nothing to do with ADHD and autism. My father behaves the exact same way, and I was surprised to read so much exactly like him. His brain is underdeveloped because his mother was drinking while pregnant with him. Exactly. That's what I mean. And then MS Blankenship says, that's what came to my mind as well. Her inability to learn from her mistakes and adapt her behaviour reminds me of fetal alcohol syndrome. Okay, so that's all we've got time for today. That was quite the wild ride, wasn't it? And I was going to tell you my little story about something really stupid that ended me up in A&E. Basically, long story short, it was when I was about 18. Me and friends had been out, got blind, plastered drunk, and we come back, and I don't know if anyone's seen the milk trolleys that you have that they push around shops when they're stacking the shelves and what have you, and the shelves on the inside of them actually fold downwards, so it's just like a big cage column when you want to store it. We put the shelves down. Someone had left one outside of an Iceland, and we pulled the shelves down, both got in it, got another friend to push us in it, but obviously there was like weird guttering all along the car park to help with drainage, and the wheel hit the guttering. We toppled down, I fell with my arm behind me, and then my friend fell on top of me, and I tore all of the rotary cuff muscles in my shoulder. It was horrible, and it took so long to recover from. So yeah, that was my idiotic moment that ended me up in A&E. Funnily enough, not the only injury that I've had by a shopping trolley, actually. First one wasn't my fault though, okay? But yeah, if you've made it all the way to the end with me today, I appreciate you very much, and I hope you had a real good time with these. These were quite funny, I do say. if you want to give a little like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, that'll be your initiation into the Cult of Void. Yay! Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Goodbye! Oh, and if you've listened all the way to the end, just type in capital letters the word bolognese with exclamation marks, just to confuse people who didn't stay all the way to the end. Okay, bye!